大切にみなぐらいこう上がっていくので、とにかく安全にやるように。カブリオルの時ね、肘の形こうなっちゃう人いますね。で、コントラクションのフィーリングを忘れないで、そこに。もっとアグレッシブに。
Okay, so could you please tell us about your introduce yourself? I mean, who you really are.
Yes. So my name is Elizabeth Coker, but everybody calls me Betsy. I started dancing very young, and I started professionally at the Washington Ballet in the late 90s, which is where I met Lila York. And meeting her made me feel more interested in moving towards contemporary and modern dance when I had been trained classically. So she's a major effect on my life. I then moved to New York and I started training in modern dance, and I've been in that world ever since, and I've been working with Lila ever since.
Sounds great. Thank you. So next question is about Celts. So could you explain?
So Celts was choreographed in, I believe, 1996. It was commissioned by the Boston Ballet. Boston as a city has a very large Irish population.
I see.
And so there's a lot of people in Boston whose family came over from Ireland. So that was important to Lila, also that she has a heritage from that part of the world. And she wanted to make something that was a sort of a gift for her grandparents' 50th wedding anniversary. And she had gone to Ireland to visit the places that her family was near. And the other stipulation that was interesting about the commission was that they wanted something that would be played with recorded music. But if you chose a symphonic piece, then of course their orchestra has to play it. So she said that's fine because this music can't be played by a traditional orchestra. There's Irish, specific traditional Irish pieces of instruments and music in it that are really different from a classical orchestra. So we can talk about the music a little bit, but that's sort of why Celts got made. And so it has this kind of character of, I think of it like a storybook about Ireland. So it opens and has a kind of a different section is turning a page on a new story or facet of the Irish history and culture.
Thank you so much. It's very interesting. Okay, next question. Could you please tell us about each characters?
Yeah. So there's the corps de ballet, who do a lot of dancing. So it's not always exactly like a traditional ballet where the corps de ballet don't do as much. In Celts, they are also a character. They do a lot of very athletic dancing. We have then the principals. So Green Man does some of the most, I think, spectacular dancing. I know you danced.
Yes, I did. And 20 years ago.
So Green Man is really, he embodies the spirit of Ireland. He's meant to be young and optimistic, but he takes a punch and he gets up. And so this is something about Ireland as a country has been through so much, And when this dance was made in the late 90s, Ireland was really starting to prosper and become a quite internationally successful country. And so Lila wanted to bring that forward. So he does these very virtuosic, very technical, amazing tricks, but he gets hit and he always gets back up again. Yeah. That's Green Man.
I see. That's why there's lots of like dancing on the ground. Like,
floor work, rolling.
Right. I was wondering why, but now I understood more.
There's some aspects of he does floor work that has some traditional folk dance feeling to it, but it's really the metaphor of being resilient. Yeah. And then we have the red couple, man and woman, and this is my opinion. Lila has never told me this specifically, but my opinion is that if Lila were in this dance, she would be the red woman. So Lila was a really good jumper, very fast, a lot of rhythm, very, very strong, and could jump higher than the men. And so this is the red woman is really sort of, I think, like Lila. So she's really fast. She comes in and out. She's maybe a little bit competitive. She's very confident and very impressive technically. Red Man is complex. The red man does a lot in the ballet. He's not only the red woman's partner, but he's also the leader of the men's dance. So there's a men's dance that's based on the ancient warriors of Ireland who were really vicious, really violent. And so we have in the ballet this clan of 6 men that are sort of led by the red man, who are fighting with each other, maybe practicing fighting, sparring. Then there's a moment where maybe things get a little dangerous, and they end up together again. So Red Man has a lot of different characteristics, but he's also a very virtuosic dancer, a little bit more in the modern dance world, his style. Brown couple, man and woman. So the brown woman is the person in this, or the character in this ballet, who's really not human. She's larger than life. She's almost like a god. She certainly has a feeling of being an ancestor, someone who is more than human. And she's sort of historic founding ancestress goddess of Ireland named Éire. So that's who she is. She's statuesque. She has moments of softness, but she's like superhuman, almost like a god. And her partner has also they have a section with all of the women in the duet, which has to do with a Irish folk tale about a man who was killed at sea. So in the time when there were a lot of sailors in Ireland, and the ocean around Ireland can be really violent, can be really dangerous. And so the women corps de ballet are moving like the ocean, and he eventually doesn't make it. The brown couple also have another pas de deux earlier in the ballet that is based on the Book of Kells. So the Book of Kells is an illuminated manuscript. I've actually seen it in person. You can go and see it. It's at Trinity College in London. And it's in glass, and there's a light on it, but it's so delicate and it's irreplaceable that you can't touch it. So every day a docent from the museum turns one page. So you can go, if you go every day, you could see all of it. And the inspiration for Lila is the artwork, this gold and ink. It's sort of bordering the pages. It's very intricate and very two-dimensional. So you see the brown woman do a lot of, whereas in classical ballet we might be rounder, but a lot of sort of two-dimensional shapes. And these are directly taken from this book. It's a very important book for Irish culture. I think
so many
it's a lot.
It's
a lot of information. I think it's like, again, I like to think of it like a storybook. So there's abstract narratives. There's not exactly a story all the way through. But each section, maybe you turn a page and it comes to life, a new aspect of Irish culture.
So, what about the music structure? I mean, the numbers.
Yeah. So we have 5 sections.
5 sections, yeah.
The first section is fairly traditional Irish music that's symphonic in nature, although there's different kinds of instruments than you might find in the Western classical orchestra. The second section is much smaller, so there's really only, I think it's 2 instruments that are playing a kind of horn, almost similar to a bagpipe. So we go from this really big grand music to something that's very intimate. Third section is all drums. So like in a lot of folk culture, there's drumming. I know I was at a park recently, last weekend in Tokyo, and I heard a lot of drumming. Because it's a similar kind of folk. Fourth section is a bit more lyrical. It starts to get bigger again with more instruments, more strings, a sort of feminine energy, the ocean. And then the 5th section is just a big party. So the 5th section is everyone, and it's, you know, feels like a finale, but then the finale has a finale, and the finale has a finale, and then there's a coda at the end. It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And the inspiration for that section is a ceilidh. So a ceilidh is Ceili, is an Irish event that happens traditionally, and still now, if you go now to towns in Ireland, you can go to a ceilidh. And it's your local pub or your local bar. After dinner, people are hanging out, and someone brings some musical instruments, other people dance, and so it's a very familial community kind of event. And there's really passionate, exhausting kind of dancing.
Sounds fun.
Yeah. So this is Lila's version of a ceilidh. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, here we have a last question.
Yeah.
What you would hope and they like to our dancers dancing Celts. Yeah.
So the dancers here are fantastic. They can do all the stunts. They're masterful technicians. I have no worry that it will be sparkling and clean. I hope that they can have fun. And I hope that they can feel like themselves on stage. This is a ballet that's about human beings. It's not about, except for Brown Woman, who is someone else, but it's not a ballet about princes and princesses and fairy tales. It's about human beings being together, about being family, and I hope that they can find that on stage, because it's, when I've had that opportunity on stage, it's been really rare and can really change who you are as an artist, I think.
And also this piece can make the audience also really happy too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you know. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So thank you so much for this interview.
No problem.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.